During the very horrible condition, the doctor remembered where his wife was. Where are you, Yuko-san? My blood rushed out. Very loudly and fearfully, the doctor called for his wife. That time only he remembered. Normally, both of them were doing their household duties, and the horrible situation taken place, and he was observing what was the situation over there. That time only he remembered his wife was not nearby him. Where was where was my wife? Alarmed, I gave a shout. Where are you, Yuko-san? His wife's name was Yuko-san, and he called out very loudly and uh, searched for her. My blood gushed out. Already he has serious injuries, especially on neck, cheeks, etc. When he used loud noise, his muscles and blood vessels tightened, so bleeding increased. The artery in my neck, the blood vessel, on the blood vessel only, the glass piece hit. So there was a serious injury and the bleeding was too much. Scared of my life, when he observed that the bleeding was heavy, he he was very much worried about his life, how to save his life. I called out, panic stricken, to my wife, and at the same time, there was another serious issue, that was uh, the presence of his wife. What happened to her, where she is. These all were uh, a serious matter to be considered. And he again called out. I called out panic stricken due to the serious fear. And he was totally filled with fear. He called for his wife. Pale, bloodstained, frightened, Yuka-san emerged from the nearby room with a lot of difficulties. She appeared before him. She was very tired, filled with the bloodstain all over her body, completely frightened. She appeared, and when she appeared, she held her uh, elbow due to some injury and pain. She was unable to manage it, so she gave herself a support to her elbow. We will be fine, I urged. The doctor immediately did his first hand support. As a responsible, courageous husband, he told her, we will be fine. He encouraged her. Let us get out quickly. Stumbled to street. Not only he told, he immediately accompanied her and tried to come out of his house. But the way was not very smooth. The way they passed through were filled with debris and broken pieces of wall and roof. Let us get out quickly. Stumbled to street. They with a lot of difficulties. They tried to pass through the debris and almost tried to reach the street. We fell, tripled by something at our feet. Our feet trapped by something unusual. So many debris, broken pieces they already passed through, but something very strange touched on their feet, and their feet trapped. I gasped out. The doctor gave a deep breath, and a very strange situation he experienced there. When I saw it was a head, they kept their feet on somebody's head, a person who was just lying there, and on his head they kept their feet. Immediately he called out the person who was lying there. Excuse me, please excuse me. That was the word the doctor used. He was dead. It was not a live person, it was only a dead body of a person. A gate had crushed him. How he died, that he observed. The doctor understood that he was the gatekeeper over there, and when the bomb exploded, he was in between the gate and the connected wall. Due to the strength and power of the explosion, the wall adjacent to the gate cracked and fallen, and the watchman was unable to escape from there. He was trapped in between, and he was crushed, and he lost his life. There was there we stood afraid. Then first dead body. After the incident, the doctor and his wife observed, and their fear increased. A house standing before us tilted, swayed, toppled, and crashed. When they reached at the street, they observed that a nearby house, its wall started vibrating. Then that vibration changed into a strong movement. Then there were cracks. Then cracks widened, and the wall entirely crashed down. The entire building crashed down. Fire sprang up in the dust. The air totally filled with dust, together with fire from one place to another, pass on through the air due to the high temperature and the presence of various uh, gases and other unwanted things spread by the wind. Through the wind, the air passed through, fire passed through the air. It drowned on us. We must get into the hospital. Anyway, the fire and other dangers many times almost came on them, and there was narrow escape. Anyway, they both wanted to reach hospital for medical aid. We needed aid. They wanted to get medical aid soon, so that they tried to go to the hospital. And I should help my staff too. That time, the doctor remembered that he himself was a doctor, and it was his duty to reach his hospital and do his duty as early as possible, because the hospital might have filled with number of patients. The doctors and the nurses under him would not be able to manage the horrible situation over there. At the same time, he himself and his wife are seriously injured, so they also needed medical aid soon. Though this made sense to me then, I wonder how I could, but I was unable to manage the situation, and hurriedly he is not able to reach the hospital. My leg gave away. Due to the fear, heavy bleeding, he was totally tired. He immediately wanted rest, and his legs were unable to move forward. I sat down on the ground to take a short rest. He sat down there. Thirst seized me. At the same time, he wanted to drink water. He was completely thirsty. He wanted to get water. I sat down on the ground. The thirst seized me, but no water could be found. But there was no availability of water nearby, and all the sources already dried up because of the high temperature due to the bomb explosion. My breath was short. I, I was not able to breathe properly. My breath was very quick and sudden due to the emergency need of oxygen inside. I am already bleeding and very tiresome situation. But bit by bit, slowly and gradually, my strength seemed to revive. I feel that I am little better. He, is, he felt that he was able to walk now. But bit by bit, my strength seemed to revive, and I got up at length. So, after some time, he got up from the place of rest and wanted to move forward. I was still naked. Till that time, also, he was naked because the dress he wore burned away. After that, he was unable to get any dress, or there was no availability of dress, all already burnt. But I felt no shame. But he was not ashamed of to be naked there because the situation around him was very horrible and life threatening. So to save life is more important than the shameful situation. This thought disturbed me somewhat, but as a doctor and as an educated, reputed person, his naked appearance there was something disturbed, but there was no other possibility to escape from there. Till I came upon a soldier. Then he walked and walked slowly and reached nearby a soldier on duty, standing silently. He has no response. Very silently he was standing there. Who gave the towel around his neck? How much a soldier was able to help, that he did. Around the soldier's neck there was there was a towel that he uh, removed it and handed over to the doctor. The doctor just used it. Who gave the towel round his neck to me? My leg stiff with dried blood. Then the doctor felt that he was unable to walk or use his hand due to the joints were are stiff due to the presence of dry blood. When the when blood dry, it act as like a gum. So the same happened with him too. His body totally filled with blood stain and blood. Heavy bleeding was there. The outside area totally dry area due to the explosion and high temperature. So his joints he was unable to open or close. So he felt that it was very difficult for him to use his hands and legs. My leg stiff with the dried blood. Rebelled. Rebelled means opposition. When he used his force to open, it closed. When it tried to close, it stay as open. Like that very difficult situation he passed through. I said to Yuko-san, she must go on ahead. Immediately, he thought that his wife is little better condition and she can go to hospital easily. So he advised his wife to go to the hospital and get medical treatment as early as possible, and doctor can reach later. She did not wish to, but in our distress, what choice had we? His wife was very sincere to her husband, and she was not ready to leave her husband behind. But the situation was not favorable for both of them. If she wait for her husband to come, the husband himself also will be in trouble. So she feels that it is better to go and inform in his hospital about his pathetic condition. It would be better for him too. So finally she decided that it would be better to go to the hospital alone and inform in the hospital and get treatment from the hospital. So she obeyed her husband and got ready to move forward towards the hospital. The remaining part of the poem we will read for read the part completed. Wait for the next part.